I forbid my girlfriend to spread her dog's ashes on our vacation. Good. My girlfriend, 29 female, and I, 28 male, have been together for 4 months. She had a dog that passed away a few months before we met. Started off strong.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm. By the way, this comes from Overall Tomato 6664. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I've only spent the night at her place. I live with my sister and her 2 kids, so it's a little chaotic at my place. Girlfriend has a small 2 to 3 inch tall urn on her bedside table with her dog's ashes.
That's a pretty decent size.
Before she turns off her lamp to go to sleep, she always gives it a little tap on the top and says, "Good night," as though she is talking to the dog. I think it's weird, but I have never said anything.
Oh, P, I know where this is going. I know where we're going.
I feel like we're going into a-hole territory very, very quick.
We're approaching it.
We were supposed to go away for the weekend, and on Friday, I was watching her pack and noticed she took the urn and put it in the top pocket of her backpack. What do you think, John? You taking those urns with you to go?
We going on a hike, man.
Going on a hike?
I want her to see the sunset.
To go box.
Sue me. To go box is crazy.
I asked what she was doing. She said she didn't want to leave the dog behind. I told her she was not allowed to bring the urn as it made me very uncomfortable. Get over it. I didn't want to see it anytime we returned to our hotel room. I didn't want her talking to her passed away dog after we've had spicy sleep, i.e. before we go to sleep. Oh, it's weird. And frankly, she's been mourning this dog for too long.
Brother.
Dude, you got to have some pillow talk and then some urn talk, you know?
Dude. Some dog talk.
My night, yeah.
Oh, my dogs.
Where my dogs at?
Bork.
What the dog doing?
She didn't argue. She simply started to unpack her bag. She told me to have fun on the weekend getaway, as she would not be coming.
Uh-oh. I sense a double entendre from that sentence.
Oh, that
Hey,
you
yo.
do. Hey, yo. I asked if she was seriously choosing a dog's ashes over me, your 4-month-old boyfriend.
Ooh. Whoa.
She said, and this is a bar, or ladies, take notes if you're ever dumping a dude.
Here we go.
She was choosing herself over me, as I could have spoken to her with kindness and empathy, but didn't. She also said that I didn't get to dictate how long she's allowed to grieve. Then she asked me to leave. She hasn't replied to my text. I think she's overreacting. My sister said she can see both of our sides. Am I the a-hole for thinking my girlfriend is weird for being so attached to her passed away dog's ashes? There is an edit. And there is copious updates.
Oh, wow.
Copious updates.
Wonder what more there could be.
But Johnny Palmy, what do you think of the story so far? Is OP the a-hole?
My brother in Christ has missed something completely, and that is the point. The point is that your girlfriend is mourning and feels for the dog. Why try to control her? Like, why? Now, is it fair for him to be like, yeah, you know, she be like talking to the dog and stuff is like, it's a little different.
It's a little different.
You know?
I mean, mourning and talking to a dog 7 months after it has passed away is definitely, you know, unusual.
So I don't think
but it's not hurting anyone.
Exactly. I don't think there's anything wrong again with him being like, just like clocking like, oh, that's a little different. But you cross a line when it's like you're trying to control her and stop like, oh, like don't talk to the dog and don't all this time. One, why do you want to control her? And two, who cares?
Yeah.
She's the empathy. She's getting some sort of emotional relief from doing it.
Yeah. It's like if you only wanted to have spicy sleep in a fireman's outfit, that's not hurting anyone. It's weird. But I mean, like,
Sexy.
Firemen are sexy. Like, get over it. But we have some edits. The hotel was non-refundable and only a 3-hour drive, so I went on the trip without her. And at 2, she started seeing a psychologist around the same time we started dating. She hasn't told me any specifics, but she said the trauma of suddenly losing her dog brought to the surface other trauma in her past. This is why I think she has been mourning for too long. She is still attached to the dog even after seeing a professional on a regular basis for several months. And Unsurprisingly, Reddit has deemed this person an a-hole. We have some relevant comments and an update, but I think we agree with it. Let's get into the update. So
Let's do it.
we have a downvoted commenter saying, you aren't the a-hole, and I think it's really effing weird to travel with ashes. Dodged a bullet, in my opinion. You could have used nicer words, though. And OP responds, I don't think I dodged a bullet. She is a wonderful woman. I just didn't want to have a reminder of a passed away dog while we were supposed to be having fun and relaxing time. And another commenter says, hey, you're the a-hole. You do not get to tell her what she is allowed or not allowed to do, period. Who cares that she carries a little urn with her? I could understand if it's the size of a lamp, but it can fit into the palm of a hand. Saying goodnight to the ashes is not a big deal. I would be more concerned if every time she said goodnight, she broke down in a sea of tears, but she doesn't. It's something that brings her comfort. My first dog, as an adult, I had for 15 years. I still talk to his ashes sometimes. Okay, maybe it's not as unusual as we thought.
Hey.
I love that I still have a piece of my boy with me. Opie responding. She only had the dog for a few years. I think it was 8 or 9 when it passed. That's a lot of years. It was diagnosed with cancer and passed away a couple weeks later. And another commenter says, you're mad that she loved her dog that passed away of cancer. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Opie responds, the point I was trying to make was that having the dog for only a few years means she couldn't have been attached as someone who lost their pet of 10 plus years and raised them since it was a puppy.
Huh?
8-9 years, John. And am I getting that right?
We're talking a 1 to 2 year difference. Was the dog 8 to 9 years old?
I think she had it for a few years, and then it was 8 to 9 when it passed. So I think she like adopted it maybe when it was like 3 to 4.
Bro needs to update his software because he's just not getting it.
You know, like parents that have a child die at like 3 or 4 definitely aren't heartbroken.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, listen,
you only had a couple years. Yeah, get over it. Not to compare our fur babies to our actual babies.
Yeah.
But
also clip that. Got him.
Got him. Commenter 3, dang bud, it's obvious you're lacking some emotions and or compassion. And OP responds, is it wrong for me not to want to be reminded of a passed away dog while we're on a weekend getaway? And commenter 4, honestly, your reaction and doubling down is far more weird than taking the ashes. You are a walking red flag. Your behavior shows you have a control issue. You should probably start seeing a therapist yourself. And trust me, you'll be going a lot longer than your now ex. I applaud her for choosing herself, her happiness, and her peace over you. And OP responds, I'm not trying to double down. I get that using the word, oh, wow, was wrong. That was my mistake. But maybe my girlfriend should have told me that's why she was canceling our trip, and we could have had a discussion. Instead, she decided to unpack and stay home. That seems like an overreaction. And also, I'm waiting for the drop of it being ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
That must be coming soon.
It has to be. If that does not come at the end of the story, I do not know what I'm going to do with myself.
Yeah, this is a little whack. And updates. We have an update the next day.
Oh, whoa.
Update, and I'm sure this will make a lot of you happy. I get it. I'm the a-hole. I texted my girlfriend to say I'm sorry for how I spoke to her and for dismissing her feelings. It was wrong. I also said I would like to apologize in person and offered to bring over her favorite takeout. She said, quote, all good. Dude, she's fine with it. She's so... She
yeah.
She wants to get back together.
We're back. It's amazing.
We're back to normal. Oh, she's fine. All good. Don't worry about an in-person apology. I gather the things you've left at my house. Let me know when you would like to come pick them up. Ooh. Stone cold.
Don't worry.
Stone cold.
About an in-person apology.
OP's girlfriend works quick.
Dude,
ex-girlfriend.
True.
I'm hoping she will still hear me out when I go to her place. And edit 3, to those of you DMing me who think I'm not the a-hole, but won't post a public comment due to the risk of being downvoted, please stop.
Cowards!
That is cowardly. To those saying my girlfriend is a lunatic, a sociopath, unhinged, a trauma dumper, has endless emotional baggage, in need of a mental institution, etc., please stop too. While myself and others may not understand what she is going through, that doesn't automatically make her mentally unstable. She has a good heart and a good head on her shoulders. Name calling is unnecessary and borderline crueler than I was.
Only
And
borderline.
this, John, is the final update.
Whoa. I don't know where else we have to go from here. The relationship has ended. It's got to be something a little nutty.
Well, let's see. So I shared this post with her thinking it might help her see that I was wrong and I'm owning it. See, babe? Bro, I bet you those last couple things were performative. He's like, I can use this internet clout to get babe back.
Who's farming karma now?
Yeah, dude.
OP.
And maybe it would open the door to a discussion. And that blew up in my face. I probably should have deleted some of the questionable comments I made in this thread. She texted to say, your things are now in a garbage bag on the porch. Pick them up sooner than later so they aren't stolen. Goodbye, my name. Please respect my wishes and don't text me anymore. We got some relevant comments. Commenter 1 says, not the a-hole. I understand that everyone grieves differently, but this is just kooky. I've had a few pets pass away, and I grieved for one dog for several months, so I understand her feelings and loss. If she brings the urn breaks and the ashes fly all over the place or she loses it, will she have a psychotic break? That's a bit much.
Commenters, what are you doing? You cowards.
Yeah, you coward.
Stand up and say it to my face.
Come on, guys. Maybe she should have left the urn at home with a bowl of water and some kibble. OP responds. It is 2 inches
Here we
tall.
go.
Again, look at that's 2 inches.
Now we know why he was mad.
Yeah, that's 2 inches.
Now it nice.
It can only hold a few tablespoons at most. The rest of the ashes are kept in a scatter box. If the small one broke, she would still have the majority of the ashes. She has backup ashes.
Oh.
His girlfriend take the urn everywhere with her. OP responds. She doesn't take them anywhere outside her place, which is why I thought it was weird that she wanted to bring them on our trip. As others have pointed out, she probably just wanted to continue her bedtime routine of saying goodnight. I would ask her, but I've decided to give her some space. And commenter 2 says, imagine competing with a literal passed away dog. You're the a-hole.
So true.
You are the a-hole. OP responds. I'm not trying to compete with the dog. I just don't know of anyone else who talks to the ashes of their passed away dog. Commenter 3, your ex-girlfriend is awesome, which she kind of is.
Low key though.
Kind of is.
Like, yeah.
Too bad you simply couldn't grasp it before screwing it up. Hope you learned a lesson. And OP responds, in all honesty, the only thing I've learned is to keep my mouth shut when I'm uncomfortable, as I still don't fully understand why she can't be away for a night with her dog. Again, it's not that she can't be away. She just doesn't want you controlling how she grieves.
Yes.
She doesn't want you controlling. It's like something that doesn't matter. Something that doesn't matter. Yes, it might be a little unusual, but again, like, how is this? I don't understand why this is weirdly affecting you.
And it's like, I don't know. It's like so sweet. It's like cute. It's sweet.
Hey, it's
you know?
cute. It's cute.
Yeah. Little quirk.
Little quirk. She's a quirky girl. Commenter 4, that's because you are not a kind and understanding person. I'm glad she left you. And OP responds, she's been on international trips for weeks without her dog when it was alive. How is this any different? And did OP have pets in the past? OP responds, no, my parents never allowed it, and it was never something I had an interest in doing when I became an adult. I'm not anti-pet. I just have no experience to draw from. And yeah, OP was downvoted to oblivion. We have another update.
Oh,
2 days later.
Oh, don't tell me he goes back. So OP doesn't understand when to give up. I am very fearful he is taking this I'm not going to give up energy back to X's doorstep.
I hope she blocks him. I hope she blocks him.
We need a physical block now.
Yeah.
Like,
just like maybe like a bunch of 2-inch
Yeah.
dogger, and he's like, oh, I can't get next to them. It's spooky. It's weird.
too big.
Updates for those of you who asked. This is the urn. By the way, you can listen to full episodes of this story and other stories just like it. Just go to the iHeart app, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. Keep us in a little box in your ear holes or in an urn.
All day,
All day, every night.
what
Some more relevant comments that OP responded to. So commenter 1, the ashes are still the dog emotionally. That's why she's choosing to bring them for comfort. And OP responds, I get that now. I was merely trying to explain why I thought our fun weekend plan ranked higher than an urn. I never said I was more important than her dog, just the remains. If I had taken the time to ask her about it instead of speaking to her like a child, maybe things would have played out differently than they did. And commenter 2 responds, you should have learned this lesson to approach people with kindness and empathy. She told you what was needed. And OP responds, I didn't realize it was still a touchy subject for her. Certainly not something to break up over. Commenter 3, you've only been together 4 months. You shouldn't be so attached to someone you've had in your life for so short a time.
Yes.
Oh, it comes full circle. Boom. You have an unhealthy attachment to your ex-girlfriend, and you should talk to someone about it. It's not good for you or anyone. It's not healthy. And OP responds, so I'm not allowed to be attached after 4 months, but it's okay that my ex-girlfriend became attached to a dog in the same amount of time. Look at this. This is the point. Whoop. Oh, where'd it go?
Huh?
What?
What?
I think he just missed it.
Huh?
He just missed the point.
Huh?
And that's where it ends. That's where it ends.
You
But
ready?
Riley has the picture of the urn that
here we
ended
go.
a relationship.
Here we go.
Oh, that's the end of that story.
That's it.
But we got some more stories coming up for you right now.
Let's go. I just found out my fiance is settling for me right before her wedding.
Not the moment that you want to know that your wife is settling.
Editor's note, one modern method to search for a partner in an arranged marriage market is through WhatsApp. Matchmakers, nosy aunties, community elders that run these small groups where people of that community/ethnicity can join through fees/recommendations. They share profiles of people that are single, and people can take it forward to set up dates. By the way, this comes from Throwaway 397-2467. And if you want to submit your own story, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit.
That's pretty cool.
I, 25 female, had a crush on my fiance ever since we were 6 years old. I would ask him out through friends ever so often until I turned 15 years old. Everyone around us, including him, knew that I had a huge crush on him. And the fact that he never really said no, he would always either just respond with, I know she has a crush on me. Him never giving a clear answer just fueled my delusion. I know it wasn't his fault. I was just being crazy. I never really got much attention from guys except a few, whereas he got tons and tons of attention from girls until the time I turned 23 and he turned 24 years old. I hadn't had any boyfriends, whereas he had been in around 13 relationships that I know of.
Whoa, 13 is a normal amount.
But he was putting numbers on the board.
13 is a lot. 13
doesn't compare to
relationships.
Samuel Donner's numbers on the board.
Whoa. I have not had that many. 13's crazy.
Yeah. 12
13
is reasonable.
relationships.
Yeah.
12
is reasonable.
12 is reasonable.
Really comfortable number.
Yeah.
Now, some might have been more serious than others, these relationships. But yes, it was 2 years back when we met again in a different city where we were both working, and we started hanging out together as he didn't really know anyone else in that city. OP was the only option. Oh, God. So
all falling into my plan.
Oh, boy. Well, one thing led to another, and we started dating. Over time, we got quite serious. Then just a week back, he proposed to me. And I said yes.
Wow. Kind of worked.
Fairy tale ending.
OP cornered this man in the market.
This is all going to work out perfectly, and nothing in the title will ruin what's about to happen.
No, not at all.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Except yesterday. While at our engagement party, I was in the washroom from where I could hear the conversation outside in the parking area.
Oh, no. I just remember the title. I know you said I just remember the title.
Lock
no.
in. Lock in.
Oh, jeez.
So I was in the washroom where I could hear the conversation outside in the parking area because there was a window in the washroom. I overheard a few of his friends discussing how my fiance is just settling for me as I worship him and do whatever he would ask.
Okay, but at least it's not the fiance saying that.
But it's
That's a win, I guess.
Well,
from what I thought.
I think what's happening here is, I overheard a few of his friends discussing how so it is as far as we know, the friends just making this comment, not. I thought it was maybe like,
which still sucks, but could be worse. Could be worse.
That's true. Maybe they're just terrible friends, and fiancé is incredible.
Yeah, exactly. The apple fell very far from the tree.
Ooh, apple bottom.
Hopefully.
Jeez. Now this is making me rethink our entire relationship, as I've always internally felt as if he wasn't really in the relationship as much as I was, because of little things like he wouldn't hold my hand on the sidewalk, or he would just respond to my "I love you" with "thank you."
And you got married?
I'm not married yet.
You're about to get married and he won't hold your hand? This man is probably a little embarrassed to be seen with you.
Dude, I love you and thank you?
Wow.
Oh.
Why? Well, how did you get this far?
Oh, yeah.
I'm confused.
I mean, is this the case of this is literally someone that Opie's been pining for since they were children? And so she's like, I finally got it. The rose-tinted glasses have been baking since child. It's deep red.
Yeah.
Can't see anything.
She I feel like not from any fault of maybe, I mean, maybe fault, but like there's definitely a interest imbalance here.
Quite
sure.
Even the proposal, I had told him that I wanted to get married by 26. I wonder whether he actually wanted to marry me or it was just me pressuring him. He is a conventionally attractive guy, whereas I am slightly below average. And I don't even have the personality to make up for it. I really love him, but I don't think he loves me the same. Ever since yesterday, everything has been numb. I have no idea what to think or even do. I don't know what to do. We have an update 3 days later.
Well, it feels like right now she kind of already knows he's not as into her as she is into him.
Yes.
But maybe she's okay with that. Also, like in terms of the fiance hasn't said anything directly.
No actual word from the fiance.
Yeah, except thank you.
Those are the only two words. He's not holding her hand. He's not talking to us. He's just responding with thank you when we say it. I mean, that's a little bit of a smoking pew pew. You know?
Yeah.
I love you, thank you is crazy.
It doesn't feel like a balanced relationship. I don't know if that's I don't know if this is the one, OP.
Yeah, my ICU before this update is that I think OP will eventually get there, but I think it's going to take her some time for it to fully sink in that about the imbalance that this might not be the
one.
Well, 3 days later. So firstly, I'd like to thank you all for your advice. The day after posting this, I met up with my fiance. On meeting him, I told him how I have been feeling and did not mention the fact that I overheard his friends. On hearing that, he became emotional. He admitted to not being attracted to me physically, but liking me as a person. Usually when you say but, it's something that will help make the situation like
I mean, he likes her as a person.
Better.
That's something.
Dude.
That's what you say to like your acquaintances. Like you
I
as a
like
person.
you as a person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you have your friends and then people you like as people.
Also, can we point out he's the one that proposed?
Why are you well, but maybe he doesn't care about being attracted to her.
Is this a life partnership?
Well, maybe it's a life partnership thing, and he's like, dude, like we're gonna be so old and so gray.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to get it up, but like I'm just focusing on you as a person, not like trying to jump your bones all the time.
Wow,
maybe he's thinking like that.
So, it honestly did hurt. As in my head, I was expecting him to say something along the lines of him loving me, no matter what the others thought.
Ooh.
He still wants to marry me, and I still love him. He has promised to try harder and be more present in the relationship. He really has been trying these past few days. He texts me every single day and also reciprocates my I love yous.
Keyword trying.
Guys,
I just don't think that you like asking him to say I love you and respond to your texts is a signal that this is going to be a great relationship moving forward. He might be able to keep this up for a little bit, but like you're only going to really be able to keep this up for a lifetime if you're like if you're into it, you know, if you're into it.
I told my mother and grandmother about everything that has been happening, to which their response was more on the lines of, I should be grateful that someone like him is going for someone like me, and once we get married, he will change over time. Mom and grandma.
Oh.
Whose side
Someone
are you
like
on?
him is marrying someone like me. Street rat, riff raff. I don't buy that. Whatever the Aladdin thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just the
my heart.
the ugly street urchin marrying the prince. I feel like that's the setup that they're trying to.
About to hop on a flying carpet.
Yeah.
Talk to a freaking bird. So now this has put me in a tougher position, but honestly speaking, I think I will just go ahead with the wedding, as the other option is arranged marriage, and I'm not really keen on that. And he's really started putting in the effort. I do believe that he will actually fall for me gradually. Overall, the commenters felt facepalm.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
have another update 3 weeks later.
Oh man.
After the wedding?
There's no way they're still together. There's
It
no
could
way.
be.
There's no way.
The wedding could have already happened at this point.
They could be
Honestly.
married. They could be married.
They could be married.
I'm guessing they take a step back.
Well, Opie says, I've attached all my earlier posts. Hello, a lot has happened since my last update. I've been in 2 minds ever since that day. After posting that update, and I received a flood of negative responses, and I had a moment of realization that I had been avoiding.
Yes. Realization.
Here we go.
Let's go.
We're getting there. So I decided to have another conversation with him, one final talk where I laid out everything bare. I told him exactly how I felt, and I admitted the truth that I had known deep down, but had been too afraid to voice that he didn't really love me. He neither confirmed nor denied, just stayed silent. After that, I ended it. I called off the engagement and handed the ring back to him. He didn't fight me on it, didn't argue, didn't try to change my mind. He just sat there silent and only said, okay. That was it. No grand declarations, no desperate attempts to stop me, just, okay. And that, more than anything, solidified my decision. If he had truly loved me, wouldn't he have said something? Wouldn't he have at least tried? But 2 days after that conversation, he showed up at my place and started begging me to take him back. He began showing up at my place every other day with flowers and sending gifts. It's been 2 weeks of this now, and I don't know what to make of it. I wish I could say I was immune to it, that I was standing strong, but the truth is, I still love him.
Oh,
And after seeing him actually trying, something I had wanted for so long has me melting. I haven't yet taken him back, but I am so very close to doing so.
don't do it, Opie. I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm teetering on the edge here. The other day, he even showed up at my parents' place asking them to convince me. They already were not in favor of my decision to break off the engagement. Him trying just fueled them even more. There's constant pressure of taking him back through them. They see my decision to leave him as something illogical. By the way, if you want to make the most logical decision of your life, then enjoy 2,000 episodes of stories just like this. Full freaking episodes. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite pod app, search OK Storytime. Boom. They're all right there.
Do it.
Do it right now.
Do it.
But Sam, we do actually have a sizable chunk left in the story.
Yeah.
Do we think that she's going to take him back? We're teetering right on the edge.
I want to believe that OP is going to make the right decision for her future happiness, which would be to not be with this person that, yeah, it seems he's doing an emotional sprint right now, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, let me show her how good I am. He's love bombing. And that bomb will not last long. This is not a slow stoked fire that will last the whole night. This is a instant, and then it's cold. It's cold in that relationship after that.
Usain Bolt, he's got to take a rest sometime.
Yep,
He
and he
can't
does.
run forever.
No, it can't.
Well, Opie goes on to say, I honestly don't know what to believe, and I'm just scared that once I take him back, he'll go back to his old ways.
Yep.
Smart. Plus, my mother has joined some matrimonial WhatsApp groups and keeps sending me pictures of guys urging me to meet up with them. I think she just wants me married off to whom doesn't matter. As I'm the only child, both of them don't have anyone else to focus on. I do not know what to do anymore. Not that I was ever clear about it in the first place. There's just constant pressure through my parents and relatives to get married, and it has really started to affect me. And there's some relevant comments.
Ooh.
Easttown 150 says, don't go back. Finally, first story I've read on Reddit where someone took self-respect more importantly. Don't reverse it, please. It's not like he started finding you attractive in 2 days, bro. Come on. Don't take him back. Lexibot says, girl, you did good. And the reality is that once you take him back, he's going to go back to his old ways sooner or later.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
He's just in the immediate shock of the breakup and nothing more. Once it passes, he's going to feel relieved. Believe me, if you take him back, his old doubts are going to creep up and you'll spend the rest of your life trying to convince him that you're good enough for him. You'll spend the rest of your life doubting yourself and your worth. He is going to erode your confidence and self-esteem away.
Oh,
Stay strong and let this pass. Give it time and stand your ground. Godzilla Jizz says, let's put some respect
so
on
nice
the
you
name.
have to say it twice.
Golly. Kudos to you for having self-respect and making a decision to end what you thought was settling for, quote unquote. On the other hand, I wonder why he settled for you if he had so much female attention. Maybe he sees something in you that he just hasn't found somewhere else. Physical attraction is necessary, but at the same time, slightly overrated. The shine of a beautiful woman or a handsome man wears off quickly when you get down to business of living your daily lives together, raising kids, supporting families, etc. Suggest talking to him to figure out why he wants you. You're not bound by anything and you've already broken the engagement. It costs you nothing to figure out whether it's worth salvaging. Good luck. I will just quickly say, while I am curious,
I'm curious.
I don't know if the curiosity is worth it, especially given how teetering on the edge OP is.
I think the curiosity is worth it because then we would get another update to this story, which I am very curious on. But for your own health, happiness, well-being, probably not worth it.
Yes. And that is, unfortunately,
where
the
that
last of the
story
updates.
ends.
That's it.
My mom's fiance is a nightmare. I don't think I can go through with the wedding.
Wake up.
Well, this story takes place over 2 years ago. I had a funny idea to name this post Problems with Mommy Dearest, but changed my mind because it wasn't only about his mother. It was very much about him and mainly him. By the way, this comes from Fun-Sized Weirdo 27. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I, 24 female at the time, was 22, got engaged to a guy I was friends with for 4 years after dating him for 4 months. Let's call him Hester. He was 23 male at the time.
What a name.
I was actually really close to him. Like I said, we were friends for 4 years. After being friends for so long, I ended up single and he decided to shoot his shot. I was excited because no one had really pursued me before. I pursued my exes first. And he was so sweet and funny, and I loved spending time with him. He seemed so genuine. Then I started dating him.
Here we go.
And for all of the 4 months, it was great, mostly.
Oh?
He even bought my dog Valentine's treats on Valentine's Day because he wanted to bring something for both his girls. Once he proposed, our relationship took a sharp turn in the worst ways and ultimately ended. For starters, he was an only child who came from a broken home. He was a miracle baby, but his parents split when he was young due to his dad abusing substances and booze. However, his mom was still in love with the dad, but left him to protect her son. Both parents remarried. Wow, that's a crazy love triangle, love square.
Dude.
So his parents and some relatives, mainly his mom, will be important to the story. Let's come up with names. I'll refer to his mom as Karen, shocker. His dad is Mike, his stepmom as Kristen, and his grandmom as Gail. For my family, let's call my mom Lynn, my dad Alan, and sister-in-law Kaylee. Now we are ready to get into the story. Let's start at him proposing. It was Mother's Day. Not kidding. And we decided that we wanted his parents and grandmom to meet my family. And they had the idea to do it on Mother's Day so we could also celebrate all the moms in our life. We planned to do it at my brother and sister-in-law's house because they had the most space in Offord. I also hadn't met his grandmother yet, only his parents and step-parents. We babysat and had my nephew spend the night with us the night before and found out later because they needed to set up the proposal without him destroying it. So it was like a little hoodwink.
Ooh, web browser.
We showed up the day of, and every car was there already, and I panicked about being late, which I hate and do not do. I was carrying my nephew in, and my mom quickly snatched him out of my arms. Before walking through the door, I was confused until I looked straight ahead. The doors were wide open, with a pathway of lanterns leading up to an arch where I saw Hester standing and looking at me. I was in shock, but gathered the courage to slowly walk to him. When I was walking, I saw people, our families, sitting off to the side watching as I made it up to him. When I got there, he was shaking, a bit choked up, and he literally couldn't get any words out except, "I love you," then dropped to his knee and said, "Will you be my wife?" That's cute.
It's cute, but
That's cute.
It's just we're foreshadowing.
It's cute.
What do you mean?
I don't
Just
like where
live in
we're
the
going.
cuteness, John. Don't think about the title. Just live in this
I'm
moment.
trying,
Be present with me,
so
John.
Hard. I'm trying so
This is so
hard.
cute. This is cute and nothing else.
Ah.
I said yes and realized the song See the Light from Tangled, my favorite, an instrumental, was playing in the background. It was perfect.
Nice touch.
I turned to see his mom, grandmom, dad, and stepmom, as well as my parents, sister-in-law, niece, and nephew, best friend, her daughter, my goddaughter, and her mom. I was so excited and blindsided. Afterward, we sat and got a small gift from my parents, many congratulations, and they even gathered us and everyone else in a circle for a toast. Karen, Mike, and Kristen spoke, and I believe my dad did too. After that was over, Gail made a comment saying, "Hester, I used to see you all the time until you started dating her," and looked at me. I quickly said, "Get him," because I've been telling him I wanted to come meet you and he needed to reach out to you to set that up. That shut that down, thankfully. Wow, OP thinking on the feet.
Yep.
Then I insisted on celebrating the engagement later because that day was about the moms. I already had a plan and gifts for each mother there that were extra special, and I already felt a little awkward, excited but still awkward, that he decided to do it on a day that was not supposed to be about us. We hung out with the mom, sharing stories and such, and something shocking was said from Gail and Karen. They were very weirdly expressing how Hester's hands were so soft, and they needed to stay that way. That's why he wasn't allowed to cut grass at home, because the baby has such soft hands and needs to keep them that way. He can't be doing any hard labor like that.
What?
Weird.
What are you talking about?
That's gross.
Ugh.
Ugh. I don't like how that sounds. My sister-in-law, mom, and I were shocked and almost giggled because we thought she was kidding, until Gail's face changed, showed she was 100% serious. We couldn't believe it. I had major medical problems and was practically disabled at the time, so I know they could not have expected me to be cutting grass.
Oh, yeah.
No, ma'am. Anyways, we moved away from the conversation, just continued to spend time celebrating the mothers. After the party was over, I went back with Hester to spend time with his mom some more alone. We got back to her house, and she was showing me old pictures of Hester as a baby. As much as she was saying how cute he was and how great he was/is, she was also saying how young and in love she and Mike were and how she missed him. She remarried to someone else, but still was fawning over her ex-husband. She was still completely in love with him. It was a bit sad. The dad was happily remarried to Kristen and was now sober. It really looked like she was regretting divorcing him. Skip to later that night, Hester and I were alone again, and I asked him about the ring. The main diamond was from his mother's engagement ring from his dad, who they divorced. I felt that was bad luck, juju, whatever, so I got us and my mom to pray over the ring and us that we wouldn't turn out the same. Never go through the recycling machine of old rings and old wedding stuff. It's
Not good.
It's bad vibes.
Yeah.
Then I found out he didn't pay a single penny towards the ring.
Oh.
His mom paid for the entire thing. I told him if he couldn't afford the ring, that was one thing. I'm not a materialistic person, but mom had many family rings that he could have used, and I preferred that. And if he really wanted to get/buy a ring, Don't get a real diamond. Get a moissanite. It's cheaper and better clarity. That's what I would have wanted. But he ignored every part of that and did what he and his mom wanted. She swayed him into using the diamond and letting her pay for it. She was controlling it and him.
His soft little hands.
I think I see an ICU.
Oh.
I think an ICU. I mean, I think we're getting a classic dynamic of the mother-in-law is terrible and super controlling, and the boyfriend has no spine. And so he's just being puppeted, doing whatever his whatever mommy asks, and it completely ruins the relationship
because
he can't
it's
stand
like
up to his mom.
What changed when they got engaged? Now, when you're engaged, that's when mama gets in the mix.
Mhm.
She's like, oh, this is official now. Let me go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's turn this Karen up to an 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna get some Karen puppeteering
Here we
coming
go.
in. So that was only the beginning. 2 months after we got engaged, we were hanging out talking like normal, and then he said something that stopped me in my tracks. He said, "I regret proposing."
Well, tell me how you really feel.
I was so thrown off because I thought he loved me, we're doing good, but apparently not. I asked why to please explain, and he said he felt rushed and trapped like he had to, like he didn't have a choice. I was so confused because even when we had talked about getting married, he was just as excited as I was, saying how it wouldn't be long before making it official. So it was definitely his choice. I started thinking about his mom, her mentioning how she wasn't ready for him to leave the nest and how she thought neither of them were ready. She also started getting really weird, telling me different things about him, like how he likes his chicken cooked, what he will and won't eat, when he likes to have his alone time, what detergent to use for his laundry, how to separate it, how to fold it, and so much more. John, what do we say?
Ladies and gentlemen, if a man's mama is folding his laundry, run.
Send him packing.
Run.
Send him packing.
Dude, this has been coming up again and again.
Again and
bro.
again, dude.
The theory
golden
is proving
rule.
itself. It's
Yeah.
a golden rule.
It
It's
really
so
is.
good. So just trying to help so you don't have problems. But I'm not adopting him and becoming his new mommy. I'm going to be his wife, not his servant.
Yes.
We'd be a team. That was until I saw him smiling. I waited until we were alone again to explain, I'm not your mom, nor will I ever be your mom. I am not marrying you to become a servant. Now, of course, I will do things for you and take care of you, but not in a motherly way, doing everything for you. We are a team. That's what we agreed to previously. He acted as though he understood, but looked sad. I was baffled by how entitled and childish he was acting. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. We started looking at wedding venues and agreed on one that we absolutely loved. We went back and brought his mom, and she said, "It's a bit far, don't you think?" Suddenly, he didn't love the venue anymore. He wanted to use another venue. We toured one. She came with us and to see that she loved it. It was more expensive for so much less, not even a rehearsal dinner. The other venue was the exact same price, but offered a lot more. Weddings are expensive, so that was such a help. Plus, the owners were so kind and willing to help even more. The venue his mom wanted had basically nothing for the same price, and it was just not worth it to be closer. I finally talked to her, explaining all of that and even showing distances on the map, and she said, "Oh, I guess it actually isn't that far. It just felt like such a long drive in the car." I explained how my dad took back roads so we could see the other local things as well. So she understood and agreed that the better venue was the one we had originally picked. That was a big rigmarole just to get back to where we started.
Come on.
Ugh. Well, guess what? He was back on board all of a sudden. A month goes by with some tension, and he says it again. I regret proposing.
My man is repeating the same mistakes.
Why is he trying to hurt me? Who says that? I couldn't understand why he was saying this, but then I think it clicked. She was telling him he wasn't ready, maybe even guilting him into living with her, next to her, or having her live with us. I'm not 100% sure what she said to him to this day, but I know she did something. When I asked him straight up, did Karen say something? He put his head down and went silent, like a little baby boy he is. Slowly, I started realizing just what I feared. He would not do anything other than what his mom said or suggested. She was mommy dessert.
Oh, God.
And that was not going to change. I suggested going to couples therapy and individual therapy so that he could break free and become an adult, his own person without her ruling everything he said and did. He didn't exactly like the idea and asked for a bit to think about it. Side note, an extra thing happened a few weeks into our engagement. We agreed we didn't believe in divorce. We also agreed that signing a prenup was basically a preparation for divorce, a just in case. No! So if we agreed we didn't believe in divorce, we had no need for one. Ugh.
Here we go.
Fast forward to month 3.5 of our engagement, and he asked me to sign a prenuptial agreement, which I think is an okay thing to do, especially with as much up and down as you guys have. I lost it. I was hurt, confused, and done. More gaslighting and toxic behavior from him and his mom had me at a breaking point. Nothing was going to change, so I broke down and ended it. Really quick, there's nothing wrong with a prenup, but a prenup combined with everything else is what is wrong.
Sam is pro prenup, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
pro prenup, dude.
Yeah.
Ain't no chump.
Yeah. It's
To quote one of your heroes.
not my hero. How did this get turned back around on me? Wait, what? What's going on?
Dude, you could easily quote one of his heroes.
Bro, he knows,
See,
he knows none of his quotes.
I wouldn't even go there. Yeah, don't, dang it. I like electrical vehicles. Boom, got him.
So I broke down and ended it. I explained that I couldn't marry his mother because marrying him is marrying his mom. I couldn't be baited or negotiated into doing something that was against my beliefs. I wasn't going to tolerate the verbal and mental abuse anymore. He did many other things I'd rather not say, but I knew all I needed to understand what marriage with him would have been. And after saying twice, I regret proposing, when I broke up with him, he tried to love bomb me and hold me hostage in the moment so that I couldn't break up with him. He said he was basically showing up at my house and work because he was not going to take no for an answer. He was not losing me. And by the way, you should never lose us by listening to our full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. And there's another relevant update. But John, do you think OP is making the right move and breaking up with his mom? Or, I mean, not his mom, him.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, it's just so insane. He says he regrets proposing to you twice. Well, where's the regret now? Congratulations. I gave you what you want. You can now poof.
Yeah.
Get rid of the regret.
Get rid of the regret.
No, now you're coming back. Now you're doing this. Blah, 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 blah. No.
He's a spineless waffle, that man is. He's waffling. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
From
And
this.
It's a floppy.
This.
Yep. Noodle spine. Noodle
Nothing.
spine. But let's get into this final update. So
There we go.
he started out so sweet, but boy, was he the opposite. Love bombing, gaslighting, manipulation, abuse, stalking. It's all real. Unfortunately, it's common now. But you do not have to tolerate that. You are important and deserve to be treated as such. So am I the a-hole for not only canceling my wedding, but breaking up with my fiancé? John, what do you think?
Not at all.
Not at all. But that is where that story in this episode ends.
Wow.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.